All right, artists, now that you've done your warm-up, now you're going to go down below in the description box and you're going to see all these links with different grade levels. Above them, pick on your correct grade level, watch the video. It's all about the Renaissance, and then we're going to get inspired more so with the Renaissance by looking at an artist named Caravaggio and his painting. So pause the video, watch the link down below, and then come back, and then we're going to draw together. All right, artists, we have watched the video about the Renaissance, and now we're going to be looking at a painting done by Caravaggio, who was born and raised in Italy. Now you can see this beautiful painting he did of a basket full of fruit, and we have all that really nice foliage, all the leaves kind of turning in all different directions. So we're going to use that as our inspiration. We're going to try and draw it. So let's go ahead and let's do it together. So now we're going to start off. We talked about in our warm-up doing that oval shape to make sure our basket or our cup or saucer, it all looks nice in 3D and it's going back in our space in our picture. We're creating an illusion. So let's go ahead and let's start off with this basket. So we're going to have the front of it is going to have that curved shape, and then we're going to go ahead and let's just put the entire basket in. And don't worry, everyone's basket's going to look a little different, and that is totally fine. So we're going to go ahead, put some height on there, and then we're going to make a curved front on our basket, so then that way it looks nice in 3D. So now that's the base of our drawing here, our basket. I'm going to make it go up a little bit higher there. And notice the basket has lots of texture on it, so don't worry if you have extra lines there. That's actually going to help us. And we can go in and create a few extra lines just to add some texture on there, make it look like it's a basket weave. And we can go in and have a little bit more over here, maybe a little bit over here. There we go. Just a few marks with your pencil is all you need. All right, so now we got our basket. Now we're going to try the fruit, okay? Now looking at that photo, the fruit looks like it's coming up and over. There's some weight to it. It's kind of carrying down, and then there's some of those nice leaves that are jutting out on the top. So let's go ahead and let's put some of those leaves in. That way we get some of that height. So again, it doesn't have to be exactly like the photo. Think of the photo as just a starting off point, and then it can change and morph into a fruit basket of your creation. That's what we want to see here. Now I see a giant leaf over here, and I see there's some kind of leaves that are sort of wilted a little bit up over here. Some are small, some are big. And then we have some fruit that is behind some of these branches, which is kind of interesting. Usually the fruit is right up front, but in Caravaggio's painting, they're tucked behind some of the foliage. So it makes it a little bit more natural looking. And notice we are going to have some shapes that are just half moon shapes, half circles that are in here. And we're going to have some leaves that are kind of sticking out. Don't worry about getting it perfect the first go. You're going to have to do some erasing. And then notice we have this giant apple that's right up front here. It's beautiful. And then we have that little curve. We can have that little stem coming out. And then we have some grapes that are spilling over onto our basket on the front. And you guys are going to be drawing in pencil right now, so you can erase the basket line there that's cutting through the grapes. Go ahead, erase that out. Again, I'm using the pen so you can see it a little bit better. And notice we have some more grapes. They're in front of the apple, that large apple happening here. And then some more of those grapes are spilling out over the edge of our basket. Ooh, we got a nice, almost looks like a maple leaf kind of coming out here. Remember, have some fun with your lines. Make your lines a little bit shaky. That's perfect for leaves. Leaves are not perfectly smooth. Some of them are kind of crumpled. Some of them have broken edges, so we don't want that perfect teardrop shape for a leaf. Okay, now we got some grapes happening back behind here, behind our maple leaf shape here. And then we have also, it looks like there's a leaf that's kind of wilted over, like that. And then there's some fruit that's kind of tucked behind here. Good, excellent, you guys. And then over on the other side, I noticed there's a nice round leaf happening here. And then it kind of goes out a little bit there. And then there's some twigs. They kind of fell over on the back side of our basket, and they're just kind of hanging down. There's some more brittle kind of sliver shapes to those leaves over here that are kind of just dangling down. And we already got the big shape. Oh, there's a little fruit back here that's tucked behind. There we go. And there's a few more grapes in here in between. And now I'm looking at that basket. There's some shadow happening in here. Notice that? Very dark shadow right in there. Okay. And then there's a little bit of like a medium shadow. So it's not so dark, so you can have your lines a little bit more separated, not so dark as here. We want to make sure we have all different values, okay? Now you might notice I might say that word a lot. So make sure values are super important. So if we have a spectrum here in front of us, so on this side is white, on this side is black. In the middle is a medium gray. So when I'm talking about values, we need to make sure that we understand it's gray, okay? We're not saying color, because color is only for color. So the primaries, red, yellow, blue, and then all the colors they make. Now with black and white and gray, those are values, all right? So we want to make sure we have the right values when we're drawing. We don't want just white and we don't want just black, because otherwise that's a lot of contrast, white and black. We need to have some grays in between. We need to have a medium gray, a lighter gray, a medium gray, a darker gray. So think of that spectrum, white, black, gray, and then from the middle over, it's getting lighter to the white side. From the middle over, it's getting darker, so darker grays. So if I'm saying a darker value, I'm saying a darker area right in here. So think of more shadows. The shadows are going to be darker value. Now if I'm saying a medium value, so a medium gray, so that would be about this section in here. And then for a light value, think something a little bit more on the white side, light gray. So more so like in here, this area down in here, that would be a lighter value, okay? So super important values. Values are white, black, and then when they mix together, that's gray. Now, once you get your still life outlined to this point with your pencil, you get to decide, do you want to color it in? Do you want to just leave it the values, so the black, white, and gray? Or do you want to just color in the background? It's up to you. Just make sure once you have that down, we do want to add a little bit of a cast shadow underneath. So go ahead and you can just make the bottom part down here on the tabletop a little bit darker. So just down here, and the reason why I like to do that is that way your drawing, the objects on here appear to be sitting on something, all right? Otherwise it just kind of looks like it's floating in space, and we don't want that. We want to make sure that's on the tabletop, it's flat, and it is resting on something, okay? So this is our practice drawing inspired by Caravaggio, the painter from Italy.